For centuries, the Mongolian steppe was a land of constant blood feuds. Anonymous, divided tribes freezing in the winter wilderness, destined to be forgotten by history. But in the early 13th century, a single outcast ignited a fire that would consume Eurasia. Within just a few decades, his horsemen redrew the map of the world. They built the largest contiguous land empire in human history, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to the gates of Europe. They annihilated civilizations, rewrote military tactics, and created a period of global peace that allowed trade to flourish like never before. How did nomads overcome the world's greatest fortresses? This is the full rise of the Mongol Empire. Long before he was Genghis Khan, he was a boy named Temüjin, born with a blood clot in his hand, a sign of a great conqueror. His life began with disaster. At age 9, his father, a minor chieftain, was poisoned by rival Tatars while Temüjin was being arranged for marriage. Following his father's death, Temüjin's own tribe abandoned his family, leaving his mother, brothers, and him to starve and freeze in the wilderness. Hard tribal law said only the strong survive. Temüjin didn't just survive. He was forged by this brutality. He learned the value of unyielding loyalty and ruthlessly killed his own half-brother during a dispute over food, solidifying his dominance. Temüjin's path to power was paid in blood. Through brilliant alliances, brutal betrayals, and endless tribal warfare, he slowly united the disparate Mongol clans. He defeated his childhood friend and blood brother, Jamuka, who held to ancient noble traditions. But Temüjin was a reformer. He broke the steppe's ultimate taboo. He promoted his generals based on merit and loyalty, not noble birth. He created a new army where a common warrior could rise to lead thousands. In 1206, the impossible happened. A great gathering, a Kurultai, was held on the Karelin River. All the united tribes bowed to him and proclaimed him Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. The nation he created had only one purpose: conquest. The wolf was hungry, and the rich, sedentary civilizations surrounding the steppe were about to feel his bite. Genghis Khan's first major target was the Western Xia and the mighty Jin dynasty in northern China. But there was a problem. Nomads had no experience with fortified cities. The Jin had hundreds of well-defended, high-walled fortresses. Mongol horsemen were useless against them. This is where Genghis Khan proved his genius. Instead of wasting horses, he adapted. He captured Chinese siege engineers and forced them to build catapults, trebuchets, and ram engines. He learned the art of blockade. If a city didn't surrender, his armies would block all supplies until starvation did the work. For the first time, ancient city walls were no longer a guarantee of safety against steppe raiders. The Jin capital, Zhongdu, fell after a brutal blockade and assault in 1215. Genghis Khan originally sought trade, not war, with the West. He sent a massive trade caravan to the Khwarezmian Empire in Central Asia and Persia. But the Sultan, believing the Mongols were mere barbarians, made a fatal error of judgment. His governor in the city of Otrar seized the caravan and executed the envoys. When Genghis Khan sent a second envoy demanding justice, the Sultan humiliated him by shaving his beard and sending back the severed head. The insult was unpardonable. The Mongol horde unleashed an apocalyptic fury. They invaded Central Asia from 3 directions, obliterating the Khwarezmian army. Their conquest was unparalleled in its brutality. Cities like Samarkand and Bukhara, pearls of the Silk Road, were burned to the ground. Millions were massacred, and entire civilizations were effectively erased from the map. It was psychological warfare on a global scale. What made them so unstoppable? Discipline. The Mongol horde was organized on a decimal system. Groups of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 tumens. Failure by one was punished by death for all. Their horsemen were masters of the feigned retreat, pretending to flee only to lure the enemy into a deadly cavalry ambush. But the Mongols weren't just destroyers. Under their brutal order lay the Pax Mongolica, a period of unprecedented global stability. They protected trade along the entire Silk Road, established the world's first global postal system, the Yam, and granted religious freedom to all subject nations. A traveler wrote that a young woman carrying a gold nugget could walk alone from Europe to China without fear. Genghis Khan died in 1227 during his final campaign against the Western Xia. His secret burial site remains hidden to this day. But the nation he built from nothing reshaped Eurasia forever. He was a tyrant to many, a hero to others, but unquestionably a military genius. Thanks for watching Where Empires Stood. Subscribe for more epic historical investigations.